when I sat down to watch it, every cast member, every story turn just irritated me. I just got so annoyed, and I watched it through like gritted teeth. And I don't know what it was about this particular like cocktail of sun and booze and dumb drama and then felonies and stuff that just made me feel annoyed.
And I'm not really sure what I've done to you, but I'll take a Pinot Grigio.
I think that's what it is. It's, we're over here working hard in our other lives and this life, and we see some people get a free trip to Waikiki that are just screwing it up, and it's like, put us over there. It'll be easy breezy, man. Let's go. We'll be just fine. Like, we don't have to do all this.
We deserve Waikiki.
That's exactly right. Or at least a float around Villa Rosa and a flamingo thing.
Yes. Hello, everyone. This is But I'll Take a Pinot Grigio podcast. This is vintage VPR. And when I say vintage, I mean classic. We are entering in some of the best days of our lives here. See what I did there? This is season 4, episode 13, The Bitch is Back. I'm Sundi, pop culture professor. Self-proclaimed expert on most things, but like heavy on the self-proclaimed.
I am Jeff, our hospitality industry and culinary expert, which, that's doesn't really matter here. But luckily on board for this, and I can't wait to discuss all the shenanigans going on here. There's a lot. There's a whole lot.
Yeah. By the time y'all are hearing this, Jeff and I will both be in the streets. I will be day drunk on the beach, probably still watching Vanderpump Rules because, hi, Sunday, nice to meet you. And Jeff will be taking a super fun food tour of the Carolinas. And stay tuned for content. You will not be getting any content of me drunk on a beach because it's, very similar to this, except instead of in front of a microphone, I'll be on a beach. But Jeff is going to do some really fun content for us. I can't wait. Lots of stuff this week. There was no Last Chance Kitchen. Remember last week? None of that. So nothing to really kind of like chop up about that. But of course, Top Chef is grinding down to its very final moments. Go back and listen to that on Monday. Emilie and I had a fun conversation with a person who is actually British. We solved all of the ladies of London's problems, all of the cultural differences that were happening. We solved it in one 35-minute conversation. So go listen to that.
Awesome.
And now that Ladies of London is over, Emilie and I are transitioning into Summer House. So what that means is we are going to do this like bulk recap of the entire season 10. So if you guys have anything that felt really important in season 10 that we need to kind of include in it, send us your thoughts and well wishes, because just like this dynamic that Jeff and I have, Emilie did not watch Summer House. And so I'm going to have to kind of drag her through a season 10. But I think that that's the business.
Stay tuned. There may be more.
Yeah. Maybe, as it occurs to me. Okay, so does it seem like, too, that the previously on are getting longer and longer and longer?
There's just a lot. I mean, this season is chock full of activity. There's everywhere you turn, there's like 8 different shows happening at once. I mean, it is going together nicely. So it's like, what do you not throw in there? So everyone's got a big storyline,
There are dummies on every front. We are just out here karate chopping our way through dummies from every angle. But to remind, Katie gets a text from Stassi that is very relevant in a little while, but she doesn't want it. Nothing to do with her backup. Max has dental trauma. LVP is worried. They're in Hawaii. James is going birthday boys. And if they say birthday boys one more time, shut up. Y'all are grown men. Lala has declared it is a no fuck weekend for her, which coincidentally, it is also a no fuck weekend for the newly engaged. Sheena texted Ariana's mom. Jax is a smooth talker, ? Since when, Lala? And nope, not a smooth talker, just a liar. So that's where we are when we pick up on our people on cuckoo coconuts.
Yeah.
Milwaukee.
See, I had in mind previously on, because I fill it out sometimes anyway to keep up with you. I just had Jax's lies on lies on lies on lies. And that took me right to Sheena's smile in the intro, which still scares me.
Yes. Yes. So cuckoo coconuts. And, Jax is definitely not being disgusting, but he could have fucked her if he wanted to. And let's chalk this up in the file of what's your intentions here, sir? You're looking
Yeah.
at Brittany, this Kentucky muffin, and you say, listen, I'm not trying to be disgusting, but I could have fucked that bitch. That's disgusting. And you're talking to your partner now, whom you love, and you have declared monogamy. Like, what are you going for here?
Yeah, he's being disgusting and lying repeatedly also. So, I mean, he is going for broke here, really. But I have to say, she's somewhat not having it, at least. She is putting up a fight a little bit, at least.
And I like how she, it's anemic, but she's like, don't buy into that. Of course I'm going to buy into that. Like, and, I swear to God, I have not stopped thinking about that moment in last week's episode when Lala bent down and said, look me dead in my face.
Right.
And he looked her dead in a stare and in a countenance that Ted Bundy couldn't compete with, and said, I didn't say that shit.
In a crowded nightclub, that adds to it. Yeah. I mean, it shook her, I feel like.
That is my Roman Empire. Like, I have thought about it 10 times since I was like, this man, I didn't know he could get worse. But now that he's with this beautiful, smart, interesting woman, now he's worse. It is so upsetting. And Lala is crying on the street and looking hot as hell, just out here shedding tears over this man.
Yeah, and he's doing the great question asking thing, like, have I made some mistakes? Possibly. Would I have done that before? Oh, okay. It sounds so bad, and then he well, that can't get any worse. And he's like, all right, there was a moment of weakness where I thought about maybe partaking in some kind of sexual, go, Brittany, you're gone. Gone. Yeah, don't even let him finish that sentence. Nope.
That's what Goodbye. I said. I was like, okay, Bill Clinton.
Which he's already done before.
Yeah, but he said that in the confessional because he doesn't have the nuts to say that kind of stuff out loud to the person that is on the opposing side of the conflict, right? He is just trying to get out of that moment and get out of that conversation as quickly and as painlessly as possible. And that's why he does. He's like, oh, I'm out of here. I'm not doing this. Like, you buy into it if you want, whatever.
I'm not even. He gets the whole crowd like, oh, we need to go for drinks by the pool, right? That's everybody. Everybody get to the pool, man. We're going. Not only is it change the subject, it's like get the whole crowd onto a completely different page.
Did he used to be a liar, Jeff? Did he used to be a cheater? Yes. Is he now? No, he loves Brittany.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Okay. And then now I can't unsee it now how you're talking about Sheena, how she is just always just frenetically trying to vibrate herself in the middle of two things. No joke. At one point, I saw her lean over on the table and crook her neck to see what was happening. And she comes over, she kind of halfway confronts him. You are a little flirty back, but she doesn't full on tell the story. She was sitting across the table when this man was getting an outside the jeans hand job from Lala.
Yes.
She knows what was happening. And then this is Jax, which is a thing that doesn't mean what he thinks it is. Well, we could just talk in circles all night. Y'all aren't talking in circles.
No.
You are evading.
That's correct. Yes. You wish you were talking in circles is what you're even hoping. Talking in circles is the best you can do at this point, and you can't even get there. So hit that beer bong, my man. Let's go.
This is where I just wrote, man, this is so dark. Because Brittany's like, just be honest with me. Just be honest with me always. And he's like, okay. And we both know that could never happen. It's just so dark. It's like watching a person sign the pact with the devil, right? You're never going to get it. That genie that you rub the bottle, he's not going to give you your wish. Flee, go.
And then
so gross.
And Lala disappears for a second. Brittany calls her a bitch. And I was like, well, I don't know, man. This is real messy here.
She said that little bitch. That little bitch. Also, real quick, did you, in your days of growing up and all of this, did you say beer bong or did you say funnel?
Yeah, it was more of a funnel thing.
At first I didn't know that whenever like last
I
week
was,
when Sheena
to
said
be honest, I was more of a keg stand guy before we really get into the beer bong and funnel of it all. So, we I don't mean to,
claim to
split
fame
hairs.
over here, y'all. But like last week, whenever Sheena was talking about how she wishes Shay would only do one beer bong instead of 3, I didn't know what that meant, but like it's a
Oh,
funnel,
yeah.
and that's
Yeah.
yeah. So yes, Lala is all the way in her hotel room. She has de-mic'd. You can tell she doesn't have a mic on. She's taken her makeup off. She is taking her dress off. She's in her robe, and I think she's on the phone with her mom. I think.
Yeah. She is under the covers on the phone
Uh-huh.
with, like, going run into mom for the second time because of some shitty folks at
Yeah.
SIR.
Yeah. And I mean, like, I just wrote, she's infirm. This woman.
And she also doubles up on your Bundy comparison, like compares him to a serial killer.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's so upsetting. And also, too, you're never going to hear me complain about a young woman heading to their mom because Nolan and I are so enmeshed that, like, it's, I can't defend it. So, yeah, girl, call your mom. For sure.
Well, hopefully what
But
you'll never hear me do is get denied by a woman while I'm crawling into her bed and then call her a tease. That's hopefully something no one else is ever going to do besides the amazing James Kennedy.
I have so much to say about this like 40-second clip right here. So, well, number one, Lala is feeling very betrayed. And I don't think necessarily by the actual people, but I think she's feeling betrayed by her own perception of what she thought that her role was going to be on this. I think she thought she was going to come in here and she was going to have some like fun friends. She was going to mesh with the cast. She was going to be a part of it. She was going to be cheeky and sexy, and they were going to kind of like, wink, wink at her, and everybody's going to be fun. And these women turned on her in a way that I don't think she was expecting. And so now she is feeling horribly embarrassed. She is feeling completely thrown to the wolves. And I thought she was even going to like come at Faith. She was like, listen, Faith, you were just as naked as I was.
Yeah.
But they didn't. And I think she is really wondering how she got into this position and how is it playing out for the rest of whatever season's going to happen.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure she thought she would have a like top 10 hit by this point. And currently she's under the covers calling mom. So very different. Very different.
Yeah. And then this business with James. So I've said before that this is before Me Too. And like this kind of shit would have never flown. Bravo would not have allowed it. I mean, there was a similar scene on a Below Deck episode. Well, there was a similar scene on a Below Deck episode where 2 of the casts were very, very drunk. The girl goes to her room to get in her bunk, and he follows her in there and starts to like climb into her bunk, but nobody was around. And she's saying no, but he's like just so blotto and he's not responding. And so a producer had to step in. And I think had it just been James and Lala, I mean, I don't know if that producer would have stepped in 2015, but this is so rapey. And just the language that he's using, the like tactics that he is doing, he's taking his pants off because they're wet.
Yeah.
Weird. Why are your pants wet, you weirdo? You're being such a pain in the ass. I'm not going to play this game with you. Like she owes him something. Like she owes him a fuck because they apparently, and this is where she tells the story. I don't know, but maybe later. But the phrase "you're such a tease" is so rape culture coded that you're like, we don't even use it anymore. There's no instance in where that phrase is okay now.
No, and he's probably said it every episode, the last handful of episodes, and several times in this episode. So, he continues to be a class act.
But is Max okay? Max is sitting there with his mouth open, like panting really heavy, swollen. I mean, like, sir, you should not be here. You should have not gotten in an airplane.
I'm pretty sure I think morning one, Max was like, nah, I shouldn't have done this. This is who I'm here I'm here because of him. Like, that's like, I mean, the alternative was like me and Faith in Beverly Hills by ourselves. That's the alternative to this. So I'm pretty sure Max regretted,
yes.
most of it.
And so the combo of how much Max drank versus all of the impediments from his injury. He can't really talk. So he's like, hey man, calm down. And that's about all he can manage. Because probably sober Max, I would like to think that he would have intervened in a more
Yes,
specific
yes.
way. But he couldn't dig deep enough to get out of that situation. So then we go back to the pool with the A team. And so Sheena pulls Ariana for a chat. What do you make of this?
I mean, you've introduced me to Nothing Burger, so it's a bit of that for sure. Sheena, right away, like in the confession, I think it's like, not really sorry. Like I was just kind of wanting to put a Band-Aid on it. I just want to put a Band-Aid on this whole thing. And like, well, then that's a lie. Like, you're not really wanting to apologize. She has a very similar conversation with somebody else later. I think Ariana's right. Like, this is backhanded. Like, this shouldn't have been done. And then Sheena will not back down on it. Like, I know
No.
him and this is how he is. And then she's like,
he
well, if your feelings are hurt, then I guess I'll apologize or whatever. Like,
that
that's not how any of this works. From jump in this show, I thought this whole group of people, one thing they're really bad at is apologizing and understanding why other people want to be apologized to. And the fact that she's calling somebody else so selfish and, during the time she doesn't know how to apologize is, pretty telling.
well, she couldn't even pull it together enough to fake an apology, because when they're
Right.
sitting down, she's like, out of one side of her mouth, she's like eye rolly, kind of psychic, I guess I'm sorry. And then the other side, she's saying, I stand by what I said. Then why are you pulling her for a chat? Like,
Right.
did you think it was going to be better? And like, she doesn't even fake the apology. And then the audacity for her to be annoyed that Ariana is just like, put off by this. And they seem like they left it okay, but I mean, it just was there.
No, that's just Ariana's like, okay, I mean, this didn't change anything. Like, I'll just say okay and move on to the next thing. Like, are you fucking nuts? You talked to my mom about all this bullshit you could have talked to me, your best friend, about? See ya. See you later. Do not need it.
And this is one of many conversations that surround a conflict that get no resolution. And of course, I know that if we got a, speedy resolution, we wouldn't have much of a show. But many, many conversations are where like they start out very, very specific about the argument at hand, and it sort of just meters out. And
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, okay, so are you fine now? Or it's just, or maybe the Hawaii air is getting to them, that they can't really like execute the same kind of
On top of
drama.
drinking all day and trying to maintain like being on camera and all that other stuff. It's just like, I'm so tired, and I'm so tired of this bullshit you're putting on me on top of it. Like, no, I don't want anything to do with it. Let's go get some bottle service.
I won't. How can Shay walk around looking like that with that flat billed hat flipped up and his mouth hanging open? Like, how?
What have you
Shay?
seen from him? If you went back to the very first time we saw him and we're like, hey, in 3 years he's going to look like this, do you think you'd be surprised?
I don't like beach casual Shay. At least he could clean up a little bit when we were, running around WeHo. But now he's just like a sloppy flat bill hat mess. You know what kind of people wear a flat bill hat.
Our nickname for him on this program that we've started is called Cheese. His name is Cheese.
Yes, I know, but like it's just
that's what Cheese on the beach looks like. That's what Cheese on the beach looks like.
On the beach. Okay, well that's going in.
Where's a flat billed cap? That's what I'm saying. He doesn't know what's going on. I mean, he's trying to. Sheena goes from that conversation to getting on Shay about being drunk when, of course, you kept talking to him about being drunk, and he just tried to leave a situation because he was getting drunk too much, and he ended up drunk. That's the math. That's exactly how that plays out. That is the 4 of 2 + 2 is exactly what that is.
So excluding any of the other kind of like impacting factors, like so many couples have had a version of this argument where they go somewhere together and someone gets drunker than the other person. And it was like, you're fucking drunk. No, the fuck I'm not. Please lower your voice. Like, you're acting a fool. I'm not.
Right.
You're being a bitch. Like, and like, in outside of the context of what we understand for his struggles to be, I could probably be like, ha ha ha, look at this vacation ship laying out. But again, so dark.
Yeah,
So
because of his
dark.
very recent past, no, none of this should be happening. And she should, I believe, be supported. But I think she just had a shitty conversation with somebody. It didn't go to her way. And it's like, and you're drunk. Like, yeah, you gave him booze. What did you think was going to happen?
This is where I've kind of reconciled. Well, I'm starting to reconcile my feelings about wine and cheese. I don't care for him either. Either one of them, I don't care for him. But I can hate him, but also still feel sympathy for him because Sheena, if the trajectory of what we look like is happening, if we see this trajectory out and Shay continues this, we understand how this plays out. It plays out, a handful of ways. And then also with Shay, even though sweaty cheese on the beach and he is acting kind of gross, we see it for him too. So I can hate them and feel sorry for him. So I do just want to hold space, Cynthia Erivo style, for both of those feelings of like, I despise these fucking dummies. But also too, I'm like, I feel sympathy for him. So I wanted to get that out there.
I'd follow a lot of the crew on that, under that right there.
Yeah, but it doesn't seem like the rest of the crew is really grappling with these life or death things. Like that's what differentiates Sheena and Shay for me, is because this shit is fucking real. We're not talking about some diary show that you showed your bacon tattoo, right? Like, we're not talking about some feud you had with a girlfriend. Like, we're talking about life and death shit right here. Like, this is hardcore. So I am gonna like hold space for that, but TBD on how it goes with them later.
Yeah, luckily, the next day we get to start right up with it again. I mean, of course, we have Schwartz and Shorty's not having sex anymore. Whatever. Skip past that.
Fuck watch. Day 8. Jeff, we're on day 8 of fuck watch.
0 for 8 right now.
Yeah.
But Pampered, they're going to wake up and it's Sheena talk right away, like in the bed.
I sent you a picture of Jax this morning, your sleep paralysis demon.
No, that's later because I'm only saying that it's the last morning, I think, and I'm only saying that because when I texted you back about that noise that he makes blowing his nose into a hotel washcloth is, I don't know. I mean, it's some kind of whale sound, I believe. I don't know where that was.
Yeah. Do you think Sandoval's theory about Sheena projecting her own relationship problems onto them has any cred?
It has cred as far as I believe what they're saying about those two's relationship is actually about their own relationship also. I think all these people are just pointing. Yeah. I mean, I think what even Sandoval and Ariana are saying about Shay and Sheena's is about theirs a little bit too. So I think there's some pinging and ponging with a bunch of these folks.
I'm going to ask you a real hard-hitting question right now.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, season 4, episode 13, which of these couples are the healthiest?
Out of all of them?
Yeah. Of what we see.
Peter and Sarah.
Don't say. We have no idea. We see them for 30 seconds as a show. I mean, okay. Why. I mean, because I was thinking that like maybe Sandoval and Ariana, I mean, comparatively, they might be the most successful ones, right?
I would have said that like 6 months ago in the show, and I'd say it right now. I mean, of these, those are even like day before Sheena and Shay get married, I'd say, well, this is the stronger couple though over here for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I agree as well. Do you want to talk about this exchange between Sheena and Shay?
I think we've talked before about how she's kind of dismissive to him, and so he's kind of airing his issues out, and she asks him seriously and taps away on her phone, and that's it. And then she talks about her shitty apology, and I think that's, in a nutshell, what their relationship is every morning. So she doesn't really listen to him, clacking away on her phone, I'm guessing to Kristen, and talks about how she doesn't know how to apologize. And so it's just that over and over again. And
There's a couple of little nuggets here that are just resonating as really like trope characteristics of people who are in a addicted person versus loved one situation, where she says, "You wouldn't do this if you loved me. Like, if you knew how much if you know how much it hurts my feelings, you wouldn't do it," which is a real fucking emotional trap, as everybody knows. And then she says, "I wish you could just be normal."
Yeah.
And I just think that it's so interesting that her and Shay are playing out a playbook that they've never even laid eyes on, that they are participating in a pattern that they don't even know that they're doing. And I'm watching it happen because as a person who was with a, an addicted person, and as a, person with your history, like, they don't even know that this playbook exists, and they are still like, just check, 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 check.
Well, I mean, how do you think ever she has ever thought to herself, like, maybe I should change the way I do things? Maybe it's being around me and this crew that, I mean, so since we all know watching it that there is 0% chance she's ever thought about that, then yes, I think that tells us
Which,
exactly what we need to know about them as a couple.
and which really exacerbates the marital situation that they're in, right? Because to be with a person who is, I don't know, terminally ill or grappling with a chronic illness or who has mental health problems or whatever, you have to be a very patient, selfless spouse. And she does none of those things. None of
No,
those
no, no,
things.
no, no, no.
But also, too, when did Sheena turn on Sandoval? He's a cocky asshole. When did something happen? Was there a moment, or has it just been kind of ramping up?
I don't know. It sure does make her get some time in the spotlight, though, doesn't it? I think everything she does, as I've said before, is to get her, keep that storyline going, and she's got to be involved with everybody. Like I said, she has something going with like every single person. And so, like, oh, they seem to be a happy couple. And the two of them, all they did was help me and my husband when we were getting married. So why don't I say some shit about both of them repeatedly and never apologize for it? So no matter how she looks, it's keeping her in the convo.
That is an unusually cynical take from you, JB.
Well, it's
I'm gonna
about
blame that.
her.
I'm gonna
I've
blame
said
that
the
on
same.
JB.
JB says that's Sheena's move right there, though.
Right, but to say that she's sort of engineering something with every single person, that's new news from you, JB.
I don't know. We'll go to the tape on that one.
So, look, let's just talk about Max and James. Like, and they zoom in on all the little mini bottles, but also too, what 22-year-old drinks mini bottles of gin?
Those had to
Weird.
just be, they're in the hotel, so you're drinking them up, I think.
I guess they drank all the good stuff first.
Yeah.
But who also in their right mind is leaving James Kennedy personally responsible for their child? Because you know that Max has got that good. He has got some perks. He's got some like he has got the good.
I have to
And
think that Lisa's paid off of somebody else that's on that trip, like a cameraman or somebody. Like, he gets hair on his head hurt. Like, I'm coming after you. I am the
I hope
EP of this
so.
show. My husband is the EP of this show.
That's
My
a good
name is
point.
on this show. He's coming back in one piece. I don't care if that other kid drowns in the middle of nowhere. Leave him. I don't know who his parents are. Max is coming back okay. It's not up to James.
I mean,
Nothing is up to
it
James.
it kind of seems like Max doesn't even know where the fuck he is. They call him
Well,
Weekend at Bernie's later. Did you catch it?
yes, I have that, which is pretty amazing. I mean, James is such a joke to me. I think Max has to see it a little bit too, even if they're boys. There's a little bit of like
Yeah.
not taking him too seriously. So I ain't worried about Maxie Poo on this one.
And we don't really know much about Max, though. We don't really know what his personality is. He seems kind of like a quiet kid, and
Yeah.
I feel Lisa's consent worry. Like, if this
Oh,
happened to my
absolutely.
22-year-old, like, I would have booked a ticket and just stayed in like an adjacent room and wore a trench coat and glasses and a Groucho Marx mustache. Kids ask
Yeah.
for great grandparents,
And
and just like lurked because I would be so terrified
yeah, we don't
because.
know that they're not. She could have filmed this Villa Rosa stuff any day of the week.
Yeah. Well, and this is what also just ratcheted up my anxiety, because I also know this, is that with dental trauma, you have a window because your mouth heals at a different way and your mouth heals at a different pace. And so, like, this man has a window. So, like, she's sitting there thinking, like, oh my God, like, he's going to get an infection. All of his teeth are just going to, like, fall out of his head. Don't be putting your mouth nowhere, sir. And meanwhile, he's trying to put his mouth everywhere in
She
his
doesn't want his mouth
tooth.
anywhere because she's worried about his mouth and his wobbly teeth, which I really enjoy.
Have that too. I was going to save it for my Lisa-ism, but yes, she's like, he's got a mouthful of wobbly teeth.
Yeah. And you know what it's time for now, though, that you really like?
Oh,
It's activity time.
activity.
It's surf lessons. Let's have some lessons while we're on vacation.
I'm going to tell you right now, if I was on vacation for a month, right, maybe in like week 3, I could get on board with like a surfing lesson, right?
Mhm.
Like, but you're there for 4 days. 4
First off,
days.
I disagree. You may watch
We
someone
have heard on this
participate
point.
in a surf lesson.
Well, maybe not a surf lesson, but, maybe a hike through Jurassic Park, maybe.
Oh,
But
okay. There you go.
yeah, but I'm just saying, like, they are there for such short amount of time. And I guess that's because the youth, I guess. But God, just sit on the beach and get drunk like normal people.
Oh, it's fun. Let these kids be kids. You told us last time about the trying to get stuff out of the bottle and what it would taste like.
I knew it.
Yeah. You caught Brittany talking about that. I did it with
That's right.
perfume one time.
And it tastes like perfume. The alcohol tastes like perfume, y'all. But also, these kids picked up surfing real quick. Like, Jackson's
Yeah.
out here on a headstand, and
I
Faith
mean,
is out
they're
there
in
painting
shape.
tin.
Yeah.
Well, I know. I mean, but there's still a skill attached to it. You get one lesson and you're out here standing up. Like, Faith is like on the board, standing.
Yeah.
I think.
I mean, they're in
surfing's
LA.
more.
There's a chance they've done this. There's a chance a couple of
That
them have
is
done it before.
a good point, Jeff, that
Yeah.
I did
They might
not
have.
think of.
Yeah, they may have had 22 lessons before this. You don't
Yeah,
know.
LA folks surf sometimes, for sure, for sure.
I am disappointed where we go from here, though, about Lola missing her bottoms now. And most of all, real concerned with Katie's. You look like those girls in those rap videos. There was quite literally an intro to the song Baby Got Back when we were in our youth about making fun of somebody saying she looks like one of those rap guys' girlfriends, which you may know from a more modern song. But she really said that.
Katie
She
is
really
Becky.
said that.
Yeah, I mean, like, Katie is the Becky. Like, nobody wants to be the Becky. Like, I apologize to all of our Beckys out there listening, but like, Katie, you're on the wrong side of this, girl. And I know that we throw the word like bullying around a lot, but in this case, they really are bullying her. They are ganging up on her.
Yeah.
Everyone. And because either Faith has a word quota for the day or they edit her out, like, she's just not present enough to take up for Lala in this way. And so Lala is getting the brunt of a lot of fucking shit.
I mean, she goes as far as calling her vulgar as fuck. I mean, because she has fun with it. Like, you look like one of those rap girls. Like, it's National Naked Day, though. Like, way to go, Lola. Way to go, Lola.
And she's like, what a compliment when she says that. And so, and like, the thing is that this is really embedded in me. My mother, to use the word vulgar is one of the absolute most heinous things you can say to a woman because
Absolutely.
we're taught to whatever. Right.
That's exactly how it hit me. And those two comments together. Also, if I go way back in my VPR knowledge to the first couple years, which were 2 years ago, Katie, what were you doing? You were getting naked in a Vegas pool is much better. That's a classier thing than being, having a skimpy bathing suit in Hawaii. That's lame. That's lame as hell.
Yes, and I'm very disappointed. Sheena, this feels right on. And I'll get to her little hypocrisy moment in a minute, but I don't like whenever people say, oh, that girl's just being mean to you because she's jealous. Like, I didn't tell Nolan that when she was a teenager. I didn't,
right.
Because that's really like, it's just very like diminishing and it makes it something. But I really think that that's what's happening here. I think that they are threatened, maybe not jealous, but maybe threatened by her just sheer presence. She's beautiful. She's confident. Every guy there wants to fuck her. And say what you want to about Tom Schwartz, but his joke later about how, hey, I barely recognized you when you were clothed is the joke. Like, that's the kind of joke that make. Yeah,
which she
that's the
also
kind of
hates.
person
We
she
can
makes.
we'll make it.
Yeah.
I was hoping it was going to be like just Katie. Then Sheena comes up with like she's like an annoying little bird doing the same shit over and over again. And I was like, you mean like getting into other people's shit? Do you mean like always finding somebody to fight with? Do you mean like always having to remain the center of attention? Those kind of things, doing those over and over and over again. Because you know who that bird reminds me of? A little fucking Tweety named Sheener.
Yes.
And
And
that's the one I'm tired of right now.
me too. I am very disappointed in her. And then Sheena sits her down and like tries to give her this like relatable talk. Like, listen, I understand I was there. And Sheena, I don't know. Maybe she did know what she was doing, but she said, yes, look, I've been the slutty new girl. And you
Right.
can see that hits Lala like,
Like,
oh,
that's not
so
what
y'all
I
are calling me
did.
slutty
Right.
now? Like, oh, like, I knew I was the new girl, but like now I'm slutty. And, we didn't have the reclamation of the word slutty in 2015. That's a more recent situation because, like, I'm a real proud slut, right? But they are just using words that are so misogynistic. And let me just get on my Julia Sugarbaker soapbox for a minute. But they are using all of the tools of the patriarchy to tear this woman down. And I'm just going to tell you right now, like your proximity to these systems of power, Katie, Sheena, though they will turn on you too. And we will see that later for both of these women over and over. But you aligning yourself with some kind of dumb system that you're trying to protect your man's virtue or trying to keep his eyes from gracing her titties, like you're fighting for the wrong team because that man will step on your neck the same way he has stepped on every other person's. You are not protected. So cut to any piece of news that has a woman as the center of it right now. So,
Yeah,
I
it's
mean, it's just,
very misguided. It's like, are you trying to comfort her or are you just trying to insert your own shit? Because absolutely, you came to know, be in everybody's mind because you were sleeping with somebody. How many dudes do you know that Lala slept with? I'll
Lala
wait,
even said,
I
she's
will
like, I
wait,
hadn't
Sheena.
spread my legs for nobody.
Yeah,
Right. And Sheena trying to sell us this bill of goods that she didn't know Eddie Cibrian was fucking married.
right.
You can take that to some other damn hillbilly because this one is not buying it. You knew for a fact you've had the internet, you had, Entertainment Weekly, you had
You
us
had
in touch.
the
You
guy
knew.
surrounded by cameras. Oh, I didn't know he was part of this whole deal.
But now that you have kind of like put it front of mind about like every move Sheena makes is just to be more involved and to be more in camera, it just feels so disingenuous and just everything is rubbing me the wrong way. It's like, you know what? I'll take Sheena crying over her tooth and her scratched cornea and her twisted ankle in season 2
All of them.
any day over this, over this Sheena at all. Cause this is insidious and it is very damaging and it is absolutely anti-feminist. And if like feminism fails was a sentient being that walked around and had dumb colored glasses, it would be Sheena.
And speaking of sentient beings with dumb colors on them, here comes our title
Here
character, I believe.
our titular character enters in and like Vanderpump Rules is trying to act like we don't know who's at the door. The camera is behind Kristen, and when like Kristen opens the door, we don't have a clear shot. Like it's some surprise. Whenever like Stassi's walking up, we only see her from the neck down. Bitch, we saw her in the previews from last week. Like who are you
Yes.
trying to fool? Bravo. But
Just because you did a crappy job co-opting a great Elton John song does just for Stassi doesn't mean we need to have
I
all the
know
other
it's
pomp with it.
mild sacrilege. But Stassi comes, sashaying in, bottle of Pinot Grigio,
Mm-hmm.
our titular character
Yes.
here. And she looks great though, right? Like she's put on a little bit of weight, her face is filled out, her hair is blonder. She looks great. There's a little bit of a light to her. She's not as kind of like, dark passenger as she was the last time we saw her. So
All right. We may differ on that here real quick.
okay.
We may get to where we differ on this. By the time we get
Okay.
to the next time we see her, I'll bring it up, but we'll
Really?
get there. Yeah.
I'm a sucker. I'm a sucker. Like I'm back on board.
I
I'm
know.
that fast. That's all it took. So she does say that she doesn't have her shit together.
Yeah, but dresses like it.
So I would like to hear more about that, ma'am. I would like more on that at 11, please. But I think Kristen claims that she was doing most of the reaching out. And, before we get so far into the George Glass of it all, let's just take a quick little break right here so we can hear some messages from our sponsors. Remember back in the day when they would say that? Messages from our sponsors. And we'll be right back, folks. Y'all stick around. Okay, we're back. Are you ready to talk about the George Glass of it all and the Sheena of it all?
I am. I'm ready for all this. Anything concerning this episode,
Okay.
I'm all the way in on.
So, as we hear it from the bitch in The Bitch Is Back, that her and George Glass are currently living apart, that after, I guess, a year and a half or 2 years, they settled into a more roommate situation. They weren't having sex. And they went from just like zero to old married couple immediately. So they decided to move into separate spaces. First off, how the fuck is Stassi affording to live in LA with no job and no foreseeable income? Answer me that, sir.
I have the same answer now as I did 3 years ago. It is I think she has stuff coming in from her folks, and I will always think that. And I will defend the stupid old married couple comment. First off, you don't know shit. You aren't an old married couple and you never have been one. So you don't know that that's bad. Old and married isn't bad. Boring and being unattracted to the person you're living with and in a relationship with, that is bad. Old married couples are that way because they've been attracted to each other for so long and have worked each other and, they know what's going on from my experiences. Like,
Yes.
y'all that just want
Speaking-
to live apart, just live apart and say that. Don't bring in other bullshit comparisons. Like, really, I don't know what the hell to do with my life. And so I'm sure this other guy who has a good job doesn't know how to deal with me as a person. So now I'm back here with Kristen, who can't stop fishing in the same pond because the person she's moved on to now is still Jax's buddy. And here I am having some wine with her.
Yeah, so that is JB, his Julia Sugarbaker rant as the spokesperson for old married couples. But yeah, so I mean, Kristen has a similar idea of her life. She says that Stassi's just like rolling down the hill, head over ass. And
yeah, she seemed like real drowsy while she was saying that too. Like Stassi's like going head over foot down a mountain, hit bottom. I was like, what? Like, wake up.
That everybody else's cocktails are fake and pretend, and everybody else's confessionals. And I think that Kristen's are probably real. And there is probably like a level of some sort of like Benny that she's taken to kind of get herself settled. And so by the time they get to the end of the day, this is what we get.
Yeah, I had time to write notes as she was talking. Like, she says she's on her way to rock bottom. I was like, oh, okay. And it's her fault. I was like, all righty. I mean, like, I had even comments as she was talking. I usually have to pause.
This is a strange thing. Like, what do you mean rock bottom in this way? Like, what is the context of rock bottom in a person who is not grappling with some kind of like major a mental health struggle or like some sort of mental thing? What do you mean? Like she's just having a rough go of it?
I don't know. Stassi mentions it in the scenes for next week also. So it's just a fun phrase of the day, I guess.
Like I said, I'm buying these folks a thesaurus.
She does feel though that she's possibly made some mistakes in the past.
I do like to see that. I like to see that she's feeling regretful. But, nothing like being completely alone in the world and spending every weekend with your mom at Arrowhead to make you really reflect on the choices that you've made about your friendships.
I don't know how much she has really reflected because maybe she's made some poor choices, but it's not her fault. So,
yeah, well,
like you're 50-50. You're kind of there.
I am really recalibrating my thoughts on her and Katie and Sheena thing through the lens of this sex tape.
Yeah. Tell us all about this, because we only had like rumors of this, right? As far as the podcast
Right.
goes, like as far as,
And I
because
think,
I don't really know much about it. We had like theorized on it, and that was kind of it.
well, truthfully, I don't remember this. And I was not a person who was on Reddit or who was on any kind of like Tumblr back then. And so I think there's a lot of conversations about that, like speculating. And we even speculated too a little bit about like, oh, Lisa paid Frank off, because she never said Frank's name, but Lisa paid Frank off.
Yeah.
And so I don't remember her being so forthcoming. This is almost like new news to me. I was like, damn, oh, I didn't even know this. But apparently Sheena saw it, shared it around, which we had a very similar situation in season 12, to remember, but
Yeah.
different because they were charging for their sex tape. Their OnlyFans was behind a paywall.
This is more of a leaked scenario. One was broadcast on
Right.
purpose. Yeah, very different.
Right. And sex tape is, I'm using a very broad term. Sassy was alone in the videos, which, ladies, let me tell you, don't send a person a tape of you doing anything to yourself or otherwise when your face is in there. Like, just don't do it. Don't do it. Take your face out. Like, yeah, like, just don't do it, because this is a nightmare situation right here. This is so awful.
This is a nightmare situation for sure. This is awful. And it also is one of the things that like makes us have to, like you said, recalibrate, like go back over this whole thing, and it's like, I mean, Sheena having that, showing it around is horrible. The fact that she's laughing about it on top of it with everybody, like, worse, I guess. I mean, the showing around is pretty bad. Like, but that's why it was a big deal. So all of this, I'm not saying everything Saucy does is excused, but I mean, I do get why she's upset with Katie for going on the trip. And I guess I do get a little while why they wouldn't want to say it. And she's just sat with a little more and feels more comfortable sharing it now. Because that, I mean, God, she's 24, 25 years old when that happens. I mean, that's a big fucking deal. Like, and I don't know, like if it got leaked on the internet for a minute or something like that and they had to get rid of it. But having that thing shown around your work is a god awful nightmare for sure.
For sure. And the attitudes about like nudes and sex tapes were so different back then. And this makes me really like retread a lot of the conversations that her and Sheena had, where she's saying things like, you know what you did to me. Like, how can you stand here in front of me talking to me? Like, you know what you did. And like, remember, we even had conversations where like, what did she do?
Yeah.
And so it was baked into the subtext that we were not aware of. And so now that we have this, yeah, Katie, I would be mad at you too if you went on a trip with a person who was showing my sex tape around. That doesn't feel loyal. That doesn't feel. But I also get the very, very heartbreaking moment when you see an estranged friend or an ex-friend, something big happen in their life and you're not there. I had a very, very heartbreaking friend breakup of a woman. We were so close. Like, it was so close. When I tell you that breaking up with that friend was more painful than divorcing my husband, like, I mourned that relationship more than I did my romantic partnership, because it was just so painful. So I really related to Stassi in that way when she was like crying because she missed Katie's engagement.
Yeah. And not to skip over Stassi's feelings on it, or because of, why is Sheena around? You showed a sex tape of one of your coworkers at work and you're just part of the crew, part of the main crew. Yeah, get your ass over to Hawaii, come in here and work every night with a brand new dress. No, I mean, I know in no uncertain terms is anyone that's been listening to this confused about my feelings on like a Jax Taylor, let's say. Why? I mean, even from a just sir point of view, like, why is she around at all? That's a real shitty thing. That's a very, very shitty thing. And don't care for it at all.
And I think it really speaks to how fundamentally our culture changed prior or preceding the Me Too movement, and how we like consent and women's agency were so disregarded. And like I just said, participating in the systems that oppress us. Looking at you, fucking Sheena. I know you're not a feminist, but still. But I think now, if that shit happened now, Sheena would have been fired. Like, she she absolutely, they would have been like, no, ma'am, sorry, that is a revenge porn, which the phrase revenge porn didn't even exist in 2015.
It may have been. I'll just agree. But I was very much in a restaurant world in 2015. Somebody comes back to the kitchen showing videos of another one of the servers. Nah, man, that is not like, oh yeah, that's kind of funny. No one's laughing that off. That would have been some serious, serious shit for sure.
I mean, some people would have been, especially if it is a video of you by yourself. I guess if it was, maybe they.
A
I'm
very
not defending
prolific
it.
restaurant like this with a very prolific owner like that, nah, man, they shouldn't have time for that at all. She should be out the door. She should go good as
I
gold. Good luck.
agree.
Yeah,
I agree. But like mix in the element of celebrity culture and kind of you're supposed to cop
that's
to
more of it.
public
Yeah,
persona. You signed up for it, right? Like you signed up for this. I think that makes it too. But like that is so cruel. And
yeah,
that
I hate
is
it for her.
just, yeah, I mean, like, but like Sheena doing that and Sheena participating in getting it around, there is not a lot you can do to redeem yourself from that. Like, and I'm interested to see if Stassi confronts her about it, like outright, like
Uh,
this, like, hey man, you showed
oh
my
yeah,
sex tape around. I want to hear what Sheena has to say about it. Cause right now we're only hearing Stassi's side of the story.
I do hope
So,
we see that for sure. Yeah, I want to see that confrontation.
so back to Villa Rosa, you mentioned the flamingo earlier. And like she's really going through it. Lisa is going through it.
Yeah, I mean, she's also just wanting to have a nice day. I mean,
So Lisa says, "Oh, I wish I could just take a day off." And Kim was like, "You can
yeah,
just take the day off." And like this idea that she's, like schlepping it to the factory for her 12-hour shift is like, "Oh, mama gotta work." No, you don't, ma'am. You can stay laying right there and worry about your son all day.
yeah. No, she's just laying around the pool. So something, something. They're talking about Max and back to Honolulu. Yeah,
And then to where she says Pandora was a dream and Max was always naughty.
yeah.
No, I got one of them. And I just really, really related to her in this moment. Like, you really want your children
Oh, it
to
was
make good
awesome. Yeah,
choices. Yeah, and it's like your choices are obviously right. Like your 22-year-old is not making good choices. Please just make my choices until you can make your own in a right way. Please and thank you. But you can't do that. That's controlling. So back to Hawaii and the beach raft. This was a big moment for Jax. Like Jax just stayed with his butthole clenched this whole trip. Anytime that Brittany got within 3 feet of Lala, he just like clenched up. What? What?
yeah.
What is he saying? What is she saying about me? What is it? And it's
I
because
don't know if I like the two of them. Like,
no,
yeah, like,
I don't. And the Sandoval was like, "Why not, man?" He was like, "You know why?
yeah,
Because you're a liar, and it's going to come out." But nothing did because Lala just doesn't want the smoke. And that is what is so frustrating about her presentation in these early days of her on the show is that she's not creating tension, right? Like she doesn't want the smoke. Hey man, your man was trying to fuck me, but now you said that he's yours. Okay, cool. I'm off, right? Like whatever. Like I can't think of one thing besides saying some like kind of nasty things about him. I can't think of one thing that she's done egregious. Like even the no-name fucking hostess fucked her boyfriend behind her back. Like she's the victim here.
yeah. No. I'm on her side for sure on here.
And I guess we can add sharks to the things that Schwartz is fucking scared of. Needles, working, commitment, and now sharks. Like this man is, how do you stand up with no spine?
We've talked about his nerves here lately. He's got a long list of stuff. He has like a love for he has a bunch of marine life stuff. He has something about sharks. He tells us some facts about whales later on. We see him
I looked
swimming
that
around with
fact up.
turtles right now, so all kinds of stuff.
Yeah. So I'm gonna do a little bit of marine biology corner in a minute because I looked it up. But he's wearing a shirt that says "Dad bod." Rolls eyes forever, sir. Come on. And then more James with his fucking rape culture talk that Lala's give him the sex eyes, but like no action. You might as well be saying, what she was wearing was too provocative, and she got too drunk, and she was walking home alone, so she deserved it.
Yeah, no, he is. And it's also like, she's such a big tease. And it's like, well, then stop messing with her. And it's like, well, she doesn't
Yeah.
respond to anything I'm doing. Then, like, change what you're doing. Don't keep being only assertive for being assertive. But
and I mean, she's just had enough of his dumb shit anyway. And then Sheena, so Jax gets a text from his best bud ever, his BFF AAF, because him and Kristen are tight for life. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
And Sheena says that Stassi is a pathetic loser.
Mm-hmm.
No job, no friends, no money. She kind of went hard on that one.
Yeah, at first I didn't know if it was Stassi or Patrick she was saying, but yeah, I mean, she's just going in on all of it. I was like they were talking about like getting the text, people are unblocking on social media. I was like, what are you going on about? I was like, oh, never mind. Sheena's got feelings, and here we go on all that.
I think she's real scared about Stassi coming back and gobbling up her perceived status as queen bee, or stealing focus, or getting camera time. Like Stassi is Sheena's Vietnam. Like, please, I cannot engage with you because I will not win this war. Right? Like,
yeah,
she's not gonna when Stassi's around. And I mean, she's not. Stassi's a star. She's the main character. I'm so sorry, Sheena, but you are the sidekick character.
Yeah. She even tries to say, we knew she'd come crawling back. Like, what is this? What's this Sheena right here? Katie's straight up like, I don't want anything to do with it. I just don't.
And Jack's forever trying to like fit in with the cool mean girls. Like, #discard pile. Sir, Regina George needs you to calm down because you are doing too much.
Well, he also tries to iron. This is fun.
Yeah. Is this his first time?
Little slice of domestic life with Jax and Brittany here.
Yeah. How do you make it to 35 years old, sir, and have not ironed a pant?
I like all this. I wanted you to walk us through the whole hotel room scene here. There's a lot going on.
I got it. And so, okay. So Brittany and Jax are cosplaying domesticity here. She very much has dumped a lot of hopes on this man. That's why she didn't come after him about Lala. That's why she, packed her shit and believed him. And even words out of her own mouth, even though everybody tells me I shouldn't, I trust him. I know I shouldn't, but I came here for him. That is your inner voice telling you. That is your intuition. And so she's making him drinks and she's showing him how to iron. And so they're just like playing this thing that she wants to happen. And of course, Jax is just going to let it happen. And then, Jackson in his confessional saying shit like, yeah, Brittany's just every guy's dream. And then I was like, yeah, I bet it is every guy's dream to be with a woman who lets you be the shittiest fucking version of yourself and doesn't say one word about it. Ask, thank you, sir, can I have another? Like, this is so dark, especially because I know how it ends.
Yeah, I mean, we've talked before. Like, I think Jax wants to like find somebody kind of like in a certain way, be able to control them, buy the thing, tell her what to do, what to pay attention to, what not to pay attention to. And like, I was like, it's happening. The thing we were talking about a few weeks ago, like, is happening in front of us.
And perform these very traditional gender roles and, play trad wife before trad wife was a thing. And Jax wants it. And so she can look the other way as long as she, gets taken care of, whatever that means in this and in this instance, as long as she can get some screen time and she can be on a popular show. She is traded her soul to a sweaty meatloaf devil. And it's just so sad because she is a beautiful woman. I assume she's smart. I don't really know enough about her to know what her intellect is. I mean, she's making some choices that I disagree with, but
absolutely, yeah.
I don't know.
Put all that aside, though. The party's starting up. Let's go, man. Face ready to dance and get fucked up. Let's hear it. Let's go.
I wish I had sunglasses so I could do a Max impression because he's just like this, like mouth open. Sunglasses
this is when they
on.
call them Weekend at Bernie's. So
Yeah, that's nice.
you have been calling that to his dad, and now someone uses that phrase on the show, and it's about the second gen on this. So that couldn't have been any more perfectly placed. Way to go.
I feel very proud of that.
Yeah, this is
Or just
also
big
when
dumb.
Schwartz jokes about Lala, and like Katie looks
Yeah.
real sad about it.
Katie, come on.
Katie's real petty.
Well, they're at Boohoo. I won't say anything else about this whole day except that it had 13 shots of tequila in it.
Yeah. It's
That's
still going. I looked it up. It looks like a real party place.
Oh, good. Okay, good.
Yeah.
And so they're sitting around too, and I had to rewind it a couple of times. So you know
Yes,
when you're
turkey
sitting next to your
sandwich.
spouse,
Oh, I thought you're
not yet. Do you know when you're sitting around with your spouse at like a dinner party or whatever, and you just kind of reach over and just like you pat their knee, or you know what I mean? You just like just to know, like, hey, you know,
pull their hand up
right
and
now.
nibble on it in front of everybody.
Sir, it wasn't even a nibble. It was a full on like.
It was
Like it was like he was licking a stamp.
at first. I thought she was like pointing at something in the distance, and he had like turned around and caught it accidentally or something. You know, that's.
I mean, it's like he was like trying to get the chocolate sauce off of it. And I'm like, we can see you. God. And
He's like, it's all right. Brittany's freaky for me, you know.
I don't believe that for 1 minute.
No.
This woman has been like fucking in the bed of trucks on the bottom, staring at the stars, like thinking about her science homework since she was 16. She is not freaky. Okay. I'm just saying right now. Like, yeah, no. But Katie, on the other hand, she made love to a turkey sandwich. Girl, fuck your husband. Fuck your husband.
Yeah.
Or your fiance in this
or
case.
Don't and get out. Yeah, do something else completely different.
No, do it. Just do it. Like there's so much pressure around it.
Well, I
There's so
mean,
much
get out of
tension
that
built up on
relationship
it.
as a whole. If you're not going to do that, then
there.
yes, move on. Then we get the boozy melon shows up you're talking about, and Shay wants to live right up in that thing. And now Sheena, who was upset with him last night for getting drunk, that he shouldn't be doing that. This is when she says she gets up and she does nothing. That's what I meant. She doesn't do a damn thing after going on and on about what he needs to do or not. Like, it's only when it suits her mood, like what he's allowed to do and not do. It's a real good way to rule.
I mean, exactly. Like, I said it a couple of episodes ago. You cannot have it both ways. You can want him to be sober, or you can want him to be a drinker. Learn more about the disease of addiction, ma'am. Saying, hey, I need you to just drink in moderation is like telling a fish to ride a bicycle. It is just not a biological thing that can happen. And it's sad.
It is sad. Speaking of bicycles, though, sorry to keep the party mood going. When that melon drops, like Shay says he wants to, Sandoval looks like a kid on Christmas getting a new bicycle. His mouth is open. I mean, he is like, like, this is the best. Like, he looks like Macaulay Culkin in Home Alone just found out he is Home Alone and he's ready to party. Like, he is pumped about the boozy melon.
I can relate because I love watermelon everything. Like, I'm always going to get a watermelon flavor. Yeah. So
this is, you're on a rooftop place in Waikiki getting a boozy slushy thrown at you. Fantastic. This is what you should be doing.
Well, yes. Well, but he quickly translates that exuberance into, hey, James and Lala, y'all fucking. And Lala, already fed up with these fucking dummies. It's just like, oh, this shit. And this is where we get a little bit of tea about what's happened already. And I think this might be a little bit more info into why Lala has lost interest in this man.
This is a lot more info as to why. Yeah. James is the one who could not get it up and makes her think permanently that it's not clicking. He is such a dick at all times that he even has to be a dick in that moment and said, like, it's her that couldn't get him excited. Nah, man.
You are responsible for my biological anatomy. You
Closed
dumb
for
bitch.
business down here. It's the Ghostbuster sign all over. Like, no, sir. Like, yeah, it didn't happen for you tonight. We can try that again another time. Like, well, it was your fault, by the way. Well, that's it. Nope. No more coming back to this deli tomorrow. You are not.
I do wonder why the producers are letting them be so forthright about his whiskey dick and not Jax's whiskey dick. Because I fully believe that he just could not bring it home with her because of the amount of drinking and cocaine that he had.
Maybe one of them happened, and maybe one of them happened in Sundi's head. We'll see. Well, maybe we'll find out 2 years from now, like we are with the Frank sex tape thing.
Maybe. I just think that Jax probably has more pull with the producers than James does because they hate James. Just like they hate Kristen, they hate James.
Recently, she mentions friends again. Like, she's been clear. Friends, friends, friends.
Yeah. But, like, she breaks up with them right there at the table. Everybody around, she's like, "Nah, I'm all set. I'm done. I want, like you said, like, I want to be friends." And, of course, he doesn't love that, and he takes it really maturely.
Yeah.
But this
Wine and Cheese, meanwhile, are like, that's their Netflix. They're just like, holding hands, like, eating shrimp, like, just watching it happen. Like, oh, what all? I knew that's what happened when they, like, I felt like they were having the same conversation in their heads, you and I are.
But you know what? I think a lesson came out of this whole experience. Vodka dick, not a thing. And I would like to have my marine biology corner really quick.
Yes, please. Tell us, what is the size of a bus?
A whale's vagina is the size of a bus.
Mm-hmm.
It is not, anatomically, it is not what we perceive to be. It's not like a canal in which you can just drive it in there. It is more of a series of like a maze in which things are articulated. Oh, but also, does Jax think an orca? Does he think an orca is a shark?
I don't know. I was willing to skip past that for him. I've got to be choosy with the Jax ones because sometimes it's just too much. I can't call out every single one.
His guard is down more in these series of episodes in Hawaii than it's been in a while. So there is a lot. It's like rapid fire dumb shit. Sandoval pulls Sheena for a chat. Again, nothing burger of an apology. I'm sorry, I'm not sorry. Blah, blah, blah. And what really struck me about this is that she says, like brothers and sisters, we get mad and we make up. Sandoval does not feel like you're his sister, ma'am. You're mischaracterizing this relationship.
She is right. She's annoying, and he is annoyed by her, but that is not exactly what all's happening. We also, he does throw some of her own marriage issues back at her, like I thought he was thinking earlier. And for some reason, he's also dressed like Russell Brand's character from Forgetting Sarah Marshall. So I don't know what Tom's long white frock and long wooden beaded necklaces were all about.
But, there's just like a whole, you're rubber, I'm glue. You said this phrase the other day, and it just like that, it's just stuck with me. That is their entire personality right now. It's like, oh yeah, like I haven't been a friend for you. And it's just tiresome. And this is not going to go anywhere unless Sheena fundamentally changes who she is as a person and Sandoval rearranges all of his emotional neurons. It's nothing. It's going to continue to be this exact same dynamic. But he does say thanks for the apology. What apology? No,
he leaves with a big smirk on his face too. I think that says a little more. This is when Jax is doing like a real nice toast, like everything's going well. And wrote right here, this is when Jeff gets scared.
We're back to WeHo.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
The old Wellsborn.
And, Kristen is so smug about the drama, but she doesn't even have enough details to understand like what the juiciness is about it. She has such a high level summary that I guess she's just gleeful that drama exists, period.
No, and then she would get a great story about her and her Botox. She can't box because of the recent Botox. It's a big issue. She's so annoyed. Yeah. Well, they told her it was a thing, and she went and did it anyway. I mean, she says, like, and then she's finding it annoying.
Like, just follow the doctor's rules for a little bit. And then we talk about this new kid, Kevin, who looks like Jax in a different font.
Yeah.
This woman calls him an Uber.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you, I'm not going to call a person an Uber that I've slept with one time.
No. Hold on. This is a whole other, because Stassi says what we were just talking about. Kristen wants to be a sugar mama. Kristen wants to do these things for people. This is what we've been saying about Jax, wanting to be a sugar daddy and have people under him and do the things that they want him to do so she can have a little control on them. And that's exactly what she's doing. So this week's Kristen and Jax are the same person. We have sugar daddy, sugar mama going on.
Yeah, I think absolutely that is a valid point. I also bet, if I had to guess, I don't know much about him, but I bet Kevin might be low-key homeless. So he's poor, or without means. But also, too, is it Kristen?
Right.
How is Kristen surviving? Girl, you ain't got enough sugar to be a sugar mama.
Yeah, I don't even know if he asked for the ride. She just did it, so I don't know. I don't want to get Kevin's back either right now. I think it's just weird as shit. Like, they get up to go to the bathroom and Stassi's like, let me get all the information immediately about this person I've never met before.
I did too.
Like, well, that's weird. That's weird. That's not even coming from like a concerned place. Like, oh, my girl is dating this guy for a while. Let me see what I can do. Like, the right away is weird.
Because that's kind of a hot topic to be bringing up while your girlfriend's at the bar.
Yeah, no, it's this whole thing really just left me with more questions that I don't really need answers for at the same time.
Well, I was having the same appetizer as Stassi was about biting my tongue about, well, as long as he's not cheating with me. Girl, listen to what you're saying. Live in this timeline. In this timeline, you cheated with her boyfriend. Like, girl, self-aware.
The person you are currently right now reuniting with, the reason y'all had a big to-do was because you cheated on your boyfriend with her boyfriend at the time. So, yeah, good call, Kristen. And her and Kevin have that, they have that real gross kiss, and Stassi's like, this is why I watch porn. I was like, no.
But they are at Der Club. And
Play club.
The magical place where everybody gets along. And you know what? There's something about the atmosphere and the sticky floors and the girl from Nebraska puking in the corner just calms them all down, and they're all just cool. Cool. Everybody's cool.
I mean, Brittany right away, like, let's squash it, girl. Let's squash everything right now. Start afresh.
Let's squash it. Let's just squash it. Well, I don't know if you said it. I don't know if he said it. I'm not saying nobody's lying. I just won't squash it. And then Lala sees through this shit so much. And she even said, like, I don't think that she's dumb, but she's oblivious. And I want to take that clip of where she says, it won't happen in a day, and it won't happen in a week, and it won't happen in a month. I want to take that and just send it to 2023 Brittany. Don't say nobody ever tried to look out for you.
Yeah. What I saw happening was also Jax's jaw, which could have crushed about 12 walnuts at once. It was so wired fucking tight. It was clurbing up right there. Yeah.
He embodied Der Club. This is the next morning.
The couple's getting ready.
He looks insane. That's the picture that I sent you of your sleep paralysis demon.
Yeah.
Right there.
With his like wide-eyed, and then I don't know what that, speaking of whale's vagina, that's what it sounded like when he's blowing his nose. Exactly.
He looked like a vagina. He looked like he didn't even know what time it was. Eyes wide. And Brittany's got her little robe on, like, you okay? No, he ain't. He'll never be.
Schwartz tries one more time. He goes knocking just one more time. Like, we still haven't. She's like, I don't know if people really do have sex a lot at the beach. Like, huh. Well, that's a weird.
You're in a hotel room by yourself.
In paradise.
I feel look, this is on the one instance in which I feel sorry for Schwartz a little bit too, because he is not confrontational, and he doesn't have like this rape culture like James does. And so you can see him kind of just like walking up the door and like tap, tap, tap. Hey, fuck watch fiance sex. And she's like, what? I'd rather be on the beach with my friends. He's like, okay, never mind.
Well, I thought you meant you felt bad for him because this is the moment we all finally found out for sure that she is not physically attracted to him at all. And she may have met him too soon when she got to town and was really liked hanging out with him and was like, right, that's what a boyfriend is. And here we are.
And it's so sad because she is going to spend so many hours and days and months and years not being attracted to this man.
The other half gets to be about Jax and how cool he is, which starts off with a phone call to Brittany.
Where are you? This man is in the local police station.
Mm-hmm.
He
Sheena's already crying, by the way. Sheena somehow is already crying. She's upset about this. We've upset Sheena already.
If you want to see the biggest eye roll ever, just please tune in because this woman, she talks to his mother. His mom's probably like, who the fuck is this? Please put somebody on that I know.
Why is Marie on the phone? What are we doing here? Sheena, you are not helping. You got an $11,000 bail and you were like, let me call his mom in Michigan. What?
Brittany's in shock for sunglasses. And I found it interesting. The first time I watched it through, I thought it was weird that they included that little snippet when they were surfing where Sandoval's like, man, you put your sunglasses out. Well, there we go. That's the Chekhov's gun that just comes back later.
So he stole the earlier ones from the hotel. So he had already gotten away with one pair of stolen sunglasses at least. And now this. Brittany's like, what should I do? I was like, why don't you get a number from Sheena? It can be Vale's number, Carmen's number, Tiffany's number. You can fly back to Kentucky and watch the first 3 seasons of this show before you ever make another decision about this. Any of those things those are the things you should do.
You know who did step up and take charge? Schwartzy does not seem like it's his first rodeo. Calls the bondsman, and it's not. I knew exactly what to do. I was like, as soon as they said the bell's 11,000, I was like, call a damn bondsman, y'all.
Schwartz has been out of town with Jax enough. He gets the local number when he lands. He goes to the nearest taxi stand, and it's just okay.
He went to Florida State University. It's not the first time he's had to bail out a friend from jail. Okay,
right?
So. But it works out because by the time they're going to the airport, he meets them there and he's very sorry. And his confessional, I mean, jail is a very demoralizing place. In that moment, in his confessional, I felt he was very embarrassed. And to have to go through this jail is tough when nobody's looking and nobody even knows. But to go through this experience on camera, after all of the shenanigans and after the reputation that he's already fucking earned, and now this.
It is. And it also seems like there has to be something else tied to it, right? I mean, I know Hawaii has some strict laws, but like felony charge for, that's.
It does. And whatever a Class C felony, I don't know. I don't know. I imagine we will hear more about it, but this is a very important moment in VPR lore. Not Jax necessarily getting arrested because it's not the first time we've seen him get arrested, but I think getting arrested on a Hawaii trip with Brittany's first real presence in the show.
Yeah,
that the triangulation of those 3 things is kind of real important to the Vanderpump canon. So
unless she bolts, it's important. But if she bolts right now, what she could do.
He whispers, it's like, it's just not the person I am. Sir, it is totally the person that you are. That's why we tune in to watch you. That's why we spend hours talking about you. Don't deny us now, sir.
First thing his mom said when she got to his house that she had never been before, like, how much of this stuff is stolen? Hey, I think you stole that thing from me. Earlier in this show, hey, you stole those sunglasses from the airport. I'm stealing this mini guitar from the room. Now I'm getting stolen this. This isn't who I am. Like, this is mainly who you are. I know.
But I think getting caught and having to be contrite on camera, maybe not who he is. So
maybe.
So next time, we understand that it's a Class C felony. Lisa Vanderpump is mad. Who are you? A liar? A thief? Stassi hits rock bottom again? ? And one of the most classic lines that we have ever heard, right up there with "But I'll take a Pinot Grigio," is, You're not important enough to hate. Sit down.
I love that.
So
I can't wait.
Stassi is back. So, but did you have any because the past?
My head bitch is back. We don't get a lot of 70s music references in our titles, I don't think, in VPR. So
Yeah.
there we go.
Yeah.
Periscoping.
I had periscoping.
I was on Twitter back then, and I remember periscoping coming out. It seemed like it did not stick around long because of every other social media app that you could use that also did it immediately.
Yeah, like Vine and periscoping kind of had a shelf life too, right? Like,
I looked it up. Apparently, it stuck around for like 6 more years after this. But also the verbal hashtags. Speaking of Twitter, the hashtags just discard list.
Pile.
Yeah, discard pile.
That's right.
Yourself. That's it for me.
Ariana said Sheena was too big to fail, which was yeah, it was a thing. Yeah, like the movie about the 2009 recession. The drink liquid marijuana, like that. You're not going to a bar in 2026 and ordering liquid marijuana.
That was a thing for a little while, though. I remember that.
Yeah. But for real, it was. But then Sheena said, "What are we gonna do? Get him out of bail, and then we're gonna go home and go to Third Eye Blind tomorrow." So I was like,
she said tomorrow. Okay, I'll rewound this one because I didn't hear her say tomorrow. And so I was like trying to figure out how the phrase, I didn't think she meant the band. I thought she meant like the saying. And I was like, how does that fit? Like where they got, like where the band got their name from, like that's what I thought she was trying to say. And I was like, how is this? Like, is Brittany Third Eye Blind? What is she?
Giving a lot of credit to these folks, these dummies.
Did not hear the tomorrow. Thank you.
Because the youth that they are going to get home from Hawaii on day A and then literally go next day to a concert. Like I need, 5 to 7 business days to recover from a vacation like that. Like
that's not always just the youth. Sometimes there's cool people in their 40s that do that also. Just gonna say.
Then you have more sense than me.
All right. Take us on this season of Oops All Chumps. Who did you have to crown on this trip to Hawaii?
So I know we're not allowed to nominate Lisa, but I'm making an exception. I found like her worrying about Max just so relatable. I have 2 children that, and as a highly anxious person and as a sometimes I grapple with control a little bit. I know you've never noticed, Jeff, my issues with control. I just related to her so much. And I thought it was really interesting to let that particular side come through because she's usually her persona is so curated. That's my LVP. And it's the only time I'll do it.
I thought you were saying that's your chump. I was like, how is this gonna?
Who was yours?
Well, I should have phrased the question differently. I almost made it a 3-point for Britt, really, but I'm gonna go with Lala. She stood her ground. She ended up. Yeah, I asked you who your chump was, so you gave me your whole story about the LVP, and now I'm giving you my LVP, so you assumed it's my chump. What are we? What's going on?
I don't know. Are we in different dimensions right now?
You gave your LVP, right?
So you asked for my chump and I gave LVP and then you were given your LVP and I thought it was
I quit.
I know. I am so much
Lola is my LVP. She stood her ground. She didn't become like the entire focal point of the vacation because of something she did. I don't really even know much wrong or anything she did. Amongst this entire group, she's coming off pretty fucking normal. Easily, really. That was my LVP of the trip.
Yeah, and it's so strange to think that this woman is gonna is like the normie of the bunch. But yeah, who's your chump? I wonder if we have the same one.
My LVP is Lala because she stood her. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought we were. At first, I was gonna make the whole show the chump because I had to see Stassi again. So I don't care for that. Jax. We've seen Jackson all the time. It's Shorty. 0 for 8 fiance trip. Nah. No. I mean, they talked about it so much. The show made us think about it so much. And to not capitalize, like, now when we get back, I'm going to be like, all right, where are we at? I want to keep up with this tally now.
We're on foot watch.
And for making me have to think about it so much, Schwarty is my chump.
Yeah, that's it.
I mean, I don't care if you lie to me at this point.
Mine is hands down, no ifs, ands, or buts, Sheener. She's giving desperate. She's giving pick me. She's giving star fucker. I don't care for it.
Yeah, she's
Boo,
almost too
all around.
shitty to be a chump. Like, that's almost too playful, you know?
We need to think of something worse than chump.
That's James. Whatever he is worse.
Okay, so
That was a fun vacation.
all your complaints go to Jeff. All your compliments go to me. And if you want to be completely ignored, you can email Emilie because she will never check it. And go to the socials to see our schedules because we got big stuff coming up and big stuff in the past.